What's up, everyone?
What's up, everybody?
Happy Thursday. I think we got someone else hiding behind stage here. Oh, perfect timing.
Right? Perfect timing.
Great timing. Thank you.
Could you come up on screen, please?
I thought I had a minute to cough there. I guess not. Hey, I was here on time. I don't know what this is. We're starting a minute early now. This is crazy.
Minute early?
It's 9:01, John.
You guys are in a different time zone, so yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, you're working at like the atomic clock or whatever it is? Is that what's going on? Something different.
Well, we're all here. We're all here.
We're all here. We're all here. A bunch of people are here already too, hanging out with us. We got some channel members celebrating some great milestones. Look at this. We got Heidi Ho, POF, maybe PFO. I think Gemini.
Maybe. I mean, it rhymes. Heidi Ho, PFO.
I mean, almost 2 years. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Heidi Ho, PFO peeps, Jetman, thanks. And then we got another celebration over a year now, 15 months. Pop Funko UK. Let the good times roll. Thank you for being a channel member, hanging out with us tonight. And then, oh man, we got another person, a year and a half here, 18 months. We got Magma Funko, happy PFO, New York City announcements around the corner. What are we expecting? Maybe we can chat about that a little bit tonight. Of course, all kinds of great things to chat about. But yeah, got a lot of people hanging out with us tonight. I'm sure we got a lot of early birds that came to. Let's see, who was Chris. Chris was actually, I think, the first hanging out with us tonight. David, welcome. Barry, what's going on? Chaser's in the house. Anna's in the house. We got, who else? Magma. Yes, we already got Magma in the house. And we got Rossave. What's going on, Brian? Arthur. And Pipsqueak Collectibles is hanging out with us. Got Fatboy Kicks hanging out with us. Got Monster Pete. Welcome. We got a lot of people hanging out with us.
Some fantastic people.
It's awesome people. A lot more are popping in. We got another celebration. This is over 2 years, people. Over 2 years. Got Pipsqueak Collectibles hanging out with us for 28 months.
That's
PFO,
crazy.
let's go. That's right.
Have we been doing this that long?
Like a little new icon, right? And a new little icon.
That looks new to me.
That looks new. I like it.
I like it as well. Who did that artwork? That actually looks very good.
It looks sharp. Yeah.
Did you do it, Vince?
No, I'm not talented. I mean,
just subtly complimenting himself.
Yeah, no, I'm not talented, unfortunately. Not like that.
What's going on, Evelyn?
Doing? Like, what's going on? How's everybody feeling tonight? Fantastic.
Feeling pretty good.
I'll be honest, I'm not doing great. It's been a long friggin' week. But you know what?
It has.
It's this. We're gonna brighten each other's nights up, along with the chat here tonight.
It has been.
And John leaves. Fantastic. Yeah. You know what?
John, I'm out of here.
I'm
not brightening up. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna bring the good news.
As soon as I say we're gonna brighten each other up, he walks off the screen.
Yep.
I'll explain in a minute.
He's gonna brighten you up. Wait, he's gonna bring a big light and shine it in your face. That's what he's gonna bring.
Hey, John, I'm ready for you. I don't know if I should be scared right now or.
No, Joanna has this thing where if it's dark out, she doesn't like to walk from the house to the garage without me watching her back because of all the bears. There's been a lot of bears.
Tell them what
a lot of bears.
There was a bear, a mama bear, and her 4 cubs across the street like 2 days ago.
Hanging out. He was fixing his car. He was underneath his car. He rolled out, and the bear's like, "Can you do my car next?" Like,
yeah, the bear.
Lock your doors.
Yeah,
bear breaking our car.
Our door's locked.
Yeah.
And if you need some bear spray, just let us know. We do have some extra, I believe.
Yeah, send it.
We'll
take it.
Joanna,
so why? So Vince, why are you having a rough week?
Jen, there's so many. Listen, I don't want to take up the full 2 hours on me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's been like
all right. What's
weeks.
the biggest thing bogging you down?
I'll be honest, like our schedule with the videos this week was a debacle. Like I was going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I ended up doing Monday and then Thursday. That was all screwed up and it made me feel off. You know what I mean? And then it just got off to a bad start and just kept going that way. But, you know, we're at the weekend and I count Friday as a new week. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like to reset my weeks on a Friday. So I'm hoping we have a stellar weekend of whatever. I don't even know what's going on this weekend, but I hope we have a stellar weekend and maybe a better next week. You know what I'm saying?
Soccer games already going on this weekend?
That's been one of the downfalls. You know, Luka had an injury this week that he might miss the rest of the season. So like that's on top of everything right now. I mean, I could really get you guys depressed if you guys want to. I mean, we could like do that, but why don't we talk about something else? Why don't we talk about things that aren't reality based? Because I feel like that would be better for everybody else.
Well, the big New York Comic-Con Funko show, like the spots released today, right? Like
how did that go? Because I did not even try this year. Not that we're still contemplating, but
so we don't ever go after it because for those of you guys, just our con going experience, we prefer to like walk around like what we did back in 2022 when it was the three of us. We like walking around, experiencing the con, talking to people and such. So I know some people get very excited about waiting in the line. You know, obviously some people have vested interests business wise. They want to get a time slot so they can get pops and then they can go sell them for, you know, XYZ from themselves or for another company or whatever. But I actually heard that this year was the hardest so far, like the last 5 years to get a time slot. Some people that we know who get regular time slots every single year, they said that they had to find like, you know, they had to get like 10 screens and all kinds of bots and stuff. It was very difficult. So,
wow.
Do you think a lot more maybe people went after, because I know the people that get the like VIP pass get first dibs, right? They get like a couple days before or day before access to a lot of these, like all the time slots and stuff. Do you think more people went after that plan and also went after them too? Do you think that might have been?
I think because Funko has been pretty tight-lipped about any of the exclusives. I mean, we've only seen one, right, so far, like actual physical pop, not talking about any of the leak lists or anything. I think a lot of people just go after the time slots now just to be safe rather than sorry, especially since what we just saw with San Diego Comic-Con, where you could only get all but 2 limited pops at the booth. I think a lot of people just, they try to get as many time slots as possible because we don't know. There could be some killer stuff that is at the booth, so they want to make sure they have an opportunity to get it. So
yeah. I mean, I definitely, if I had like the VIP pass, I would definitely just get a slot and get in there, because you get also like, usually you get like the separate access too. Like side access, you don't have to wait in line for 3 hours and stuff like that. I mean, it's expensive, but I know a lot of people do that, especially if you're into autographs. If you're into autographs, definitely, you know, go after that VIP because you can go in there. You guys like checking out bears and ready to?
No, Alex just howled.
Well, I know, that's why I'm wondering if he's
really loud. So I guess he wanted to go outside for whatever reason.
I thought maybe he's seen a bear or something like that.
No. He's been great, honestly. Like he just hangs out with us in the garage now as we're working. Like I mean, not that he wasn't a good dog before, but I mean, he's new, obviously. Like this is our new house, and he's only been here for 5 days. So it's kind of cool watching like an animal like acclimate to a new area, and he's just rolled with it. He's like, all right, this is my new bed. This is my new room. We have 2 houses now. We have 2 buildings now, like going back and forth. But yeah, he's been howling a lot. So I don't know if he's just connecting with nature. But back to New York Comic-Con. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things now where, you know, Funko, whether you want to say like the community has shrunken or expanded, Funko still gains more awareness every year, where more people know about it, more people understand what the collectible is. They understand the items that people go after. And, you know, we've been talking about con stickers a lot. There's still a pretty big difference in general between con sticker pricing and shared sticker pricing. So there is money to be made. You know, if you look at a lot of recent years con pops, you don't see those big gaps, except for like maybe some anime pops and some other characters here and there. You don't really see a lot of the gaps until there's like 4 or 5, 6 years down the road, to where, you know, it allows like the supply and demand curves to level out. But if you can get into the booth and you can get the stuff that everybody wants day 1, day 2, day 3, there's definitely plenty of money to be made. So that's why people are willing to wait in line, and they fight over those time slots.
Yeah, I think some people just love that experience too. You know, some people really just like that's their thing. Like, I hate that. I hate
No, I couldn't stand in
3
line.
hours and doing, like, even at the theme parks, man. If I see a line that's like so long, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, there's very little that I am willing to wait for that. And it definitely, to flip them, I'm definitely not into it. And honestly, it kind of takes away from the time. But, you know, I get the excitement of it. And if I got in, I probably would like it. I mean, I don't know. I've been to like C2E2 and NYCC. Kind of glad I didn't get into either one of those, and everything kind of played out nicely. But, you know, congrats to the people that got in, and I hope they got some cool forget the exclusive. I think they're gonna have some good exclusives, but hopefully they got some good limited pieces or something fun. Maybe.
Well, here's the thing too. There's really no risk, because it doesn't cost any money to get one of these time slots. So if like you get a good time slot and then there's nothing that you collect that they end up dropping, or there's nothing where you're like, I don't feel like waiting 3 to 6 hours in line for any of these items, like, you're not losing any money. So it's really no risk, and it's kind of dumb not to go after it if you're even remotely okay with waiting in line. I am sorry. I see Christopher Went said he did not get in. And I know a lot of people. So Chris, this is why we gave up. We tried for 4 or 5 years trying to get into the booth, and I gave up too, because I was like, all right, it's not in the cards for me. And I think I see Tony and Beyond and Pops Beyond said that they did not get into the booth as well. Apparently there was some early links going around. That happened too.
Yeah,
and
there's always some weirdness with it. There's always these groups that know
get in every single time
things. And, you know, like I said, also, even if you are a VIP, if you get it, I feel like they don't care about you selling your spot or giving up your spot or getting in there. Like, I feel like if nothing else, you could make your money back on your pass that you had to pay for, even if you don't collect Funko. You know, you're trying to make your money back on your pass. So you're going to get all this stuff. Someone's going to pay you X amount of more, and then you're gonna walk away with, you know, money to go towards your pass that you paid for, your premium VIP pass or whatever, that you might get year after year, every year. Because I know they get first dibs. The people that get it now get first dibs next year. So here's one. This was interesting, because I think it was 2 weeks ago that this happened. The EQL for mystery boxes. Right?
No. Yeah,
within 2 weeks. And the interesting thing about it, I think we got off the live stream.
Yeah.
And Vince and I both were like, oh, wait, it says we actually won. And it went through. And then it charged your card and everything like that. So they did some kind of weird mistake. I think they went opposite. They denied everyone instead of probably accepting everyone. And then we still haven't heard anything, though.
No, we still haven't heard anything. I don't think I've seen anything ship. And then, you know, some of the stuff that you see come out this week, I'm sure we're going to be talking
everything. Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about that. But, you know, some of the stuff you see come out then this week, it's like, why couldn't we throw that in the boxes? Like, that would have been fun.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't have been great to see a social media Freddy soda in a box, or social media or Hall H exclusive Demogorgon or something like that in a box.
well, I don't want to jump ahead. Like if we're going to talk about it, we can talk about it, but
I mean, we can go into it. I don't have any slides for tonight, guys.
Okay, beautiful.
We're running. We're running whatever we want to talk about, and I think,
love it. Then let's talk about that. Like, what is your guys' opinion? Because obviously, I'll start. I'll start if you guys don't mind. I mean, I personally listen. I don't get it. This is what I don't get. Well, no, it's not that I don't get it. This is what the issue that I have with it is. It bothers me to sense that. Like, I get that they're, let's say they're a toy company and not a collectible company, and they probably just don't care anymore, which that's fine. But they really have lost like that, especially when you see the stuff that they were not selling and they show up in discount stores like that. They know, if they don't know what those things that ended up in these stores mean to us as collectors, if they don't know that, like they've really lost their way in really understanding, where their customers are at. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they're not worried about the maniacs like us, us three, and maybe the maniacs that we have in our chat here tonight.Maybe they're only worried about the people that are picking up one or two a couple times a year and, doing whatever, and that more the masses. But it's a shame for them not to understand what they had and what they got rid of for any reason, because it's just, like on one hand, I thought it was kind of fun that you got to go hunt for something again, because really that's been completely gone. But like on the other hand, it's a shame that they don't get it. Yeah, and they keep on showing that like over and over. And you wish that they would understand that a little bit more, understand what they had and why these things were important. And if they just screwed up and somehow like they just threw boxes in with everything else, kind of shame on them too. I don't know how that would happen. And then Marshalls knows that these should be sold at, double what a retail, item would be. It's just, it's a bummer. I've seen a lot of people get upset by it, and I understand why. I think, on the surface, it's just, they've really lost touch with things. And I think they've done that kind of for a long time now. It's just another thing of that. And I hate to sound kind of negative on it. It's just, it is a bummer to have that happen.
Yeah. I mean, we've been fighting off people in our DMs, people allegedly finding these and then immediately turning around and trying to sell them for astronomical prices.
I've seen a lot of sodas on different Facebook groups and people trying to get $200 a pop, which I understand. I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's like $400 off PPG.
Well, I'm still trying to get that chase. Like that chase is like one of my top grails for a long time, but it's kind of funny. Like I don't want to get it this way. Like I don't want to get it from one of these people, and I'm still convinced that most of this stuff is actually pretty fake because
Are you really, John?
I am actually, and I have some good reasons to believe why most of these pictures are in fact fake.
State your case, because I completely disagree.
So one of the reasonings why some of these people, I know for a fact they are fake, is because if you go to some of these people, like his Diss Trackers or Funko Pop News or any of these people, if you go to their name and you click on their name, then you can go to their profile. And a lot of these people have had like the Social Media Freddy for sale on their eBay page or their whatnot page for a while. So I felt like it was just like an easy time, like to get caught up in the hype, especially with the Social Media Freddy Pops, because unfortunately what people do when they get the social media pops and sodas for a long time is people would flip them. You would see that, like, how many people actually held on to the Hall H Ahsoka when they got it from Mike Becker? It's very few people. Like, people, unfortunately, because these items, you could not buy them. They were giveaway items from Funko. And the people knew, everybody kind of knew which items had value on the aftermarket. They turn around and they sell them, which is kind of a shame because you see the pictures and you see the videos, especially from Mike Becker and like Ashley and the previous social media team members and everything. Like, those people specifically sought out certain collectors at events or cons or anything, and like you had that moment where you got that item, and that item was supposed to be like something special. So this has kind of been a problem for years, but now where, and I believe some of these people, like I think some of them did trickle out. I don't think as many trickled out as we're being led to believe, because a lot of these news outlets, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody. Like Dish Trackers, I've heard, is a very good person. He works very hard on his content. Same with like Funko News Canada and like, or excuse me, Funko Pop News, and like I mean, Funko News Canada does a great job as well. But like all these like huge sources that we look to on Instagram, like that is their content. Like their content is sharing out the news, and if they have something hot, like that's going to grab everybody's attention and stir things up in the community, well, then they're going to post it right away. And then they're just going to keep posting it. And then I think what happens too is the people that feed these big Instagram sources drama, they then get a bump in followers, because then they have people clicking on their name, going to their page, maybe even going to their whatnot or their eBay or their Mercari, because they want to see if they can go buy that item from that person. So it's all like a kind of like just like a drama / popularity game, and where everyone's just trying to feed into the hype of the moment. And I think it's actually blown out of proportion than what it actually is. I'm not doubting that there is some of these items that have leaked, but I don't think it's to the scale that we're being led to believe.
Well, I mean, what scale do you think there is? Do you think they have any left?
Do I think that like Funko has any social medias left?
I don't think so. I think that they all are out.
I think they're out.
I mean, if this is the rest, I mean, they've given out that soda for years. So realistically, I think like maybe 12 or 20 of them like actually made it into the market. Because even, all right, so I track the social media chase pretty closely, and I have actually tracked it really closely over the past 2 years. Prior to 2 weeks ago, there have been very few sales of that soda chase, period, which would make sense. It's a 300-piece chase. Now, in the last 2 weeks, there has still only been 2 or 3 sales of the chase. Yes, there's been a bunch of sales of the common, bunch of sales of a sealed one and everything. However, if this is in fact being leaked into these stores, a lot of these sales aren't even going to be captured anyway for us to see, because they're going to be happening on Instagram, Facebook, in person, who knows? So they're not even tracked through PPG. So we don't really have the full insight one way or another, like to how many are actually being put on the market. But at the end of the day, it's a 2,000-piece soda. I don't think they had many left.
I think they probably had. I think that's why the price point has been so high, is because not many have been out there. Like really, from the market I know, I doubt there was more than 500 to 1,000 out there on the market.
And I agree with Josh, because think about it. If they gave one away every day for 2 years, that's, you're talking not even what, 700?
I have at least,
I can't do math, but
I have at least 10 Marshalls and TJ Maxxes within a 10-mile radius. So,
did you go to all of them?
And I went to several of them. I did go to about 6 of them.
Yeah.
I didn't find any, but I'm also in a metropolitan area where they probably, before this happened, but I did find someone else that posted that they found 3 of them.
Yeah.
2 chasers sold, 1 common. And they were from Florida, and they're from Central Florida area, but Lakeland, which is a good way out there kind of place. Like it's Orlando, it's like an hour from Orlando kind of thing. Like more than that, probably, hour and a half from Orlando at least. It's like near Legoland kind of way out there. But Marshalls and TJ Maxx, if you've never seen what they get in, they just get giant boxes or totes full of stuff, and they put it out. There's no rhyme or reason.
No, it's very random
of what they have, and stuff changes every day. I know Brian Cross-Saved, he commented kind of on it too. He's like, he's been to his, like, and every day different things are there. Like, and I know from people I know that work at Marshalls, that's the same thing. Like they get in stock constantly throughout the week. When a truck comes in, they unload it, they put stuff out, stuff goes away, they move things around. They do different displays on whether it's Funko or whatever, and some have nothing, some have a bunch, but it's interesting. I think if they put them out there, I'm so disappointed that they didn't. They had to sell them to Marshalls for more than what they sold the other sodas for. Because Marshalls charging $29 for it, $29.99, almost $30 for them and the other one. So Funko knew what they're doing, selling them to them.
Right.
And actually made Funko money because every time they sent one out, it cost Funko money because they were giving them out for free and they were paying the shipping and everything like that. But they could easily put it on the fan reward site. That's what I'm disappointed at.
Josh,
that's the reward site. They could have easily put them in those mystery boxes that we're getting right now, EQL one. Imagine if everyone got one in 50 people got a social media Freddy out of those boxes.
Josh, if they would have, so that was my point. That was the point with what I said. Like they don't even know what they had. Like they don't understand what those were. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not only that, like, do some, and I understand they're, like, I feel like their social media, whoever's taking care of that, I feel like it's a little bit better than it has been in the last, at least, year or so. Yeah. I feel like they comment and do things a little bit more, but like, they could have done a million things with these, and this is the way they chose to get rid of them. It's like,
I just think it's sad. I know
it's sad. It's sad that they just don't understand that.
Someone said, "Oh, it's killing the Funko value." Like, but Funko doesn't care that much about aftermarket value for things because they don't get any money off of that. They care in the sense of like they want collectibles and collection and things like that. But in the sense of like they don't care if something sells for $29.99 or $5.
Stuff like that, though, I don't even think it kills the value because look at it this way. And I say this even like with the sodas, like it's hard sometimes to find certain sodas. Or let's say the chases. Sometimes you find chases that are super cheap. Other ones are, pretty expensive. Not every soda has been opened yet. I mean, go into any store. Like I've been into random stores in the Midwest that have hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of sealed sodas still. It has not fully got out into the market. So that's going to happen with a lot of different limited pieces. Social media Freddies are a great example. Like the round one or the first one of them, it eventually went down and down and down as more and more came out, and they never sold them at Marshalls, but the value goes down. This is going to make the price go down faster, obviously.
This is because people are ready just to off them. They don't care.
Which is to me the saddest part because this item was, the pops, like people forget about the pops. Like, even though the pops aren't like, they don't have an LE sticker on them. Like the soda does have the number on the can, obviously, but like the pops are special too. Like the social media 1.0, 2.0, 3. Yes, they have less, specialness now because I feel like everyone's just treating them like they're just treating them like the hottest thing that they can flip. And like all the people that have come in, actually, I shouldn't say all. I don't mean to say all because a couple people have been very professional, very respectful, coming into our messages, knowing that I didn't have the chase, trying to sell me the chase. But most people were trying to sell me the common and trying to sell me the 2.0 pop, which I already have. And they were very like just blunt, like, hey, I found it. Here it is. It's $80
Your money.
Let me here's my PayPal, here's my Cash App, here's my whatever. And it's just they're treating it like such a rash transaction, and it's like, hold up. Like, I understand, like I am so supportive and understanding of people. Like I just broke it down in my con sticker video the other day, like the actual process of all the costs that go behind like going to a con, getting tickets, getting a time slot, traveling, getting a hotel, standing in line, getting the items. Like I understand and can sympathize with those people that then come out of the Funko booth, come out of the Loungefly booth, wherever, and then they post their items for sale at a higher cost online because they need to recoup these costs. These people that allegedly did go to Marshalls or what's the other one, Ross, or some of these like discount stores or outlet stores and found one of these items. Like you drove 5 minutes down the road, you bought a soda for $30, and now you're trying to turn around and flip it. And
It's the American way, Josh.
I mean, I think
yes, but it's like don't target me, or don't. And I know that there's some other friends that I have that are also Freddy collectors, and other people that are content creators that we've been talking all week, and we're like, people are just blowing up our messages, and it's like, you didn't do anything special. You just happen to live in a town where your Marshall's got some of the cooler Funko items. Like, that doesn't entitle you to be rude and just try to rip off other Funko people in the community. When, in my opinion, if you went to one of these stores, and if I saw if I saw 10 social media Freddy sodas on a shelf, first off, I'd be really sad. And I'm glad I didn't find any. And we went to 3 different locations over the weekend. But I would hope that some people would honestly want to keep this item, like, just for the collectability, for the fact that this is something that Funko never sold. It has significance. It still has meaning to me. Like, the social media Freddies will always be special to me. But the saddest thing that I've witnessed over the past couple days is just how people are treating this item. Like, it's not just like a hot chase pop or like something that everyone's going after. Like, this is what was supposed to be like a very elite item that you could only get by doing something special, by winning a photo contest, or, you know, finding somebody at a con. Like, I don't know. It's just that's
where I think that's the biggest problem with those in particular, is like that part of it is kind of gone. And I think with Mike leaving as well, like, that's kind of like what we're saying. I mean, that's my biggest issue with it, is like, they didn't realize what they were. And I understand, like, they got to get rid of stuff. They got to make, you know, just like, listen, I say it all the time. Like, I find really good name brand stuff at TJ Maxx and all these places. Like, I don't have a problem with retailers having to dump their inventory, and, you know, just like Nike and whatever. I'll go down the list of all the different brands of clothing that ends up there. It's not because Nike's not popular or Under Armour's not popular anymore. They get rid of their old stock, and this is where it ends up. I get why Funko is doing this. It's better than throwing.
That's the problem. I don't get why Funko is doing this, because every other
all the other pops I get.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Items, all the other items I get, but like, these items, the social media Freddies, were never meant to be sold.
That's my point.
So all these people that blew up our DMs after I dropped our Marshall's video on Monday, and a lot of people said some really constructive things in the comments, which was awesome. Some people are, once again, a little rude, a little rash, but that's the internet. Some people were saying like, hey, you're an idiot. Like, companies do this every quarter. They dump their excess inventory, but this was not excess inventory. This was not items that Funko said, hey, we have, you know, a couple of these sodas and we've got a couple of these pops that we've got money tied up into. No, there is no money tied up into them. They are marketing items. They are already been written off. Like, they've already been essentially paid for. They are giveaways. They are not designed to bring in revenue for the company. So them selling them to Marshalls, and here's my other take on this that I noticed, and it just, call it what you will, but this is another reason why I don't believe that all these pictures and all these people saying that they got one are real, is the fact that apparently in different parts of the country, even though Marshalls is a nationwide chain, why are some people posting the soda for $20.99 or $29.99? Some people are posting it that they found it for a price tag of $39.99. Other people who messaged me said that they found it for $10. So why is there such a discrepancy among pricing, when if you go to any of the page, like, you can go on the internet and you can learn about how Marshalls prices their items. They price, no matter if it's a Marshalls in Georgia or a Marshalls in Washington or a Marshalls in Maine, it is all the same. The item goes into their database and it spits out a price number, a price for the numbered SKU. So it should be the same. So that leads me to believe that some people did in fact either remove stickers from other items, place it on their own can, tag this tracker, tag Funko, Funko Pop News, and say, "Oh, look, I found this for $39.99." So that's another reason why I'm not sold. I'm not saying they're all fake, because It sounds like there really are people that found these, but I'm
Yeah.
very skeptical for some of these pictures.
I think most of mine have been through Facebook groups and that, not through actual I've seen the initial ones, but the ones I've seen are Facebook groups, and it's people either local groups or other things. I think when you see it's interesting though, because there's been other things like the Hall H exclusives and all those things. They drop that stuff all the time on the points. Like, I don't get why they don't drop it on the Funko reward
That's why
thing. They do that every Saturday now. Like, that would have been the easiest thing to do. Drop 10 of them.
They had to have screwed something. Like, something just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It feels to me like they just grabbed boxes and gave them. It feels like somebody screwed up. Like, why? It just doesn't make any sense. Listen,
someone in the warehouse didn't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
but
it's a big company. I mean, things like this, I could see how it would happen very easily. It's like we're making this into a big thing. They might have grabbed a box of this and a box of that and started throwing something. Like, to see any of the Hall H stuff in there as well, like it's mind-boggling, because they could have sold the heck out of their EQL boxes if they just put, hey, we're putting 100 and make it a social media thing. Like, they could have tied it back to the social media thing. Like, we're going to do an EQL and whatever. We're going to give a couple boxes away and make it like a social media thing. And, you know, they could have just done it that way. This just doesn't make sense, to the point where maybe it was just a mistake that they gave cases of this stuff and, you know, did it by accident. You know, I don't know. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me. But I think most of them are real. And I only seen the $29.99. But if there's other ones, and I'd seen some people just kind of making jokes at some point too, and just photoshopping it and with a clear joke behind it. And I do get that as well. And basically what I was saying, I understand why Funko does this, but I don't understand this aspect. If it was something else, even if it's chases and stuff like that, Funko Shop exclusives, I get all that. It's that inventory.
And everything that we found, at least at the Marshalls we went to, like, it was exactly what you'd expect. A lot of it was super damaged. I mean, it was just kind of like, with the exception of some Star Wars pops that hurt my soul. There was, most of it was kind of like reject characters. It was
Jyn Erso really hurt your soul.
Not Jyn Erso, but Crosshair. Crosshair hurt.
Crosshair, yeah, I saw that.
15 Black Panther diecast. If you're looking for a Black Panther diecast,
unfortunately,
Josh found those.
Black Panther does not get the love that he deserves, especially.
Well, I mean, diecast, they don't think.
Diecast, yeah. But anyway, there's two theories that I've seen that have been circulating around. So I figured, let's just get them out there. Let's see, what you two gentlemen have opinions on with them. So the first theory going around and I've been searching. I've been trying to figure out the truth behind all this all week and trying to figure out explanations and everything. And unfortunately, I think it's just one of those things we'll never get a true solution to, a true truth to. But the first thing that I've seen circulating around is apparently the new CEO has come in and been wanting to like clear out all the old stuff. So anything that had to do with,
makes sense,
the old, the old ways. So like anything that was a giveaway, they just wanted to get rid of it. Now, I don't know
in a creative way, but
I mean, they could have done it differently. And my response to that is, okay, everything that you guys just said, how come these sodas weren't put in like the mystery soda that they have for $5 on the website? How come the social media pops weren't slid into the EQL boxes? How come these items just weren't given away to people going to the warehouse sale? Isn't that this weekend or next weekend or one of these weekends? Like, just give them to everybody who shows up in line. People would be ecstatic. Like, that would be legendary. I just went to the warehouse sale and I got a social media Freddy.
That would have caused an uprising too, though.
It would be better than this. I would have expected it at the warehouse sale.
Yeah.
But the response to that, to the people that I've talked to all week, is that since these items were designated as giveaway items, Funko is not able to sell them, especially since they've already given them away.
But they did sell them. They sold them to Marshalls.
No, they can't. They apparently can't sell them to us. Like, they can't.
Oh.
Funko can't sell.
Well, they could have done the rewards point though.
They could have. They could have done that.
That would have been an easy one.
So that's the first theory, like the new CEO coming in cleaning house, which maybe is true. Possible. The second theory is, which I don't believe this, and I applaud people for
Creativity.
For the creativity, thinking outside the box. One of the people I talked to, I can't reveal his name, but he does work for Funko, and he told me this, and he told me I could share this, but other people brought it up too, so it's circulating, it's out there. This theory is that apparently Funko is not happy with how expensive certain things have gotten on the aftermarket in terms of the items that they've given away, like the Hall H Ahsoka, like the social media Freddies. So in an effort to kind of tank their values,
I think that's absolutely crazy.
Why
would they, I mean, that is the only, I mean, that is one of the strongest things, not the only, because I don't only collect for value, but that's one of the strongest things that bring people into the most people that I've talked to, like they buy a Funko Pop and then they buy another one and then they're like, oh, look at this one. And then they're like, oh, these are worth something. And then it like becomes, oh, I'm going to get another one. Oh, I'm going to do this. Like, why would they tank listen, if
they wanted to tank the value, they could have gave them all away.
So it goes back to
strategy. Then
it goes back into what
I just don't think that's it. I think it's.
I don't think so either. But it goes back into what I was alluding to before. With Funko, did not expect. Apparently, even Mike Becker was not happy with the fact that they would give items away. But then apparently he changed his strategy and would specifically give certain things to certain people because maybe they were in a tight spot, and he was like, hey, you can go sell this on the aftermarket and you can get some money, XYZ. But like Funko ultimately apparently is upset that a lot of people who get these items don't keep them for their own collection, even if they won them through a contest or if they got them from Comic-Con or whatever the case may be. They turned around, they sold them. But unfortunately, like a healthy aftermarket is what makes a product and a company have a long lifespan. So I don't necessarily believe that at all. I think the first theory is more plausible, that the new CEO just came in and said, hey, all those boxes, like, what are those? Oh, those are giveaways. Those are social media Freddies. Get them out of here.
You know what's crazy about that theory in general? Like, what is what people talk about every fun days is the protos they give out and how amazing that those protos don't look that cool. They're pretty
pretty basic.
Some of them look beat up. Some of them look like they're spray painted. But the story behind it's cool. People pay hundreds of dollars for these. So like if they're upset that they give away stuff that people find that's one of the best parts for people, that some people do flip it, but they end up in the right people's hands at some point. Eventually. Just like any collectible should be. I mean, you don't tank your value so everybody can, that's maddening. It's absolutely maddening theory. I think that they wanted to clean house. They probably had everything that has been on the shelf since 2022. We're moving it all out. We're getting rid of everything. We're going to go crazy. We're going to put new stickers. They're all going to have QR codes. We are going to do things differently.
I do like that.
I do too. We could talk about it. Maybe we should jump onto that because I thought that
huge step in the right direction.
I agree, man. I heard a lot of people complaining about that. I think that is the best thing they could ever do.
No. How would you complain about that? How?
Multiple people. I have seen multiple people complain that, listen, me and you and Josh might be a little bit of a sticker snob as well. Does it bother you that there's a QR code on it? Does it bother you that the
what, for aesthetic purposes? Like, it doesn't
aesthetic
look nice?
purposes? It doesn't bother me.
No.
Okay.
I think if it proves I would actually, if you're gonna have anything, you need a hollow sticker like they do for a lot lot of the sports ones, and that's what they're required.
See the one they had on the Naruto? Maybe we should find a picture.
Have they said if you scan the QR code, does it give you an individual number? Like, are these all actually now going to be individually numbered? Like, not on the sticker, but if you scan the QR code, it says, hey, this is Pop 1422 out of 3,000.
I don't believe it'll do that. I think from what I understand is if when you listen, they could still fake these. Because I think it just takes you to a website and anybody could copy a QR code and make it go to this website. Yeah. But the way that I seen the Naruto one that, that they've leaked so far, and maybe we can pull up a picture, regardless if you like, you got to have now because it looked like they had Funko written through the holographic. Like, not anybody with a desktop printer is going to be able to fake these stickers anymore. It's going to put layers upon layers of complexity. Yes, I'm sure somebody will figure out how to do it eventually. But for me, it's exponentially harder to fake a sticker. And especially if you know that these have that on that, like, they don't look like the kind of stickers you're going to be peeling off and putting on the shared or doing something like that. So I hope that the shared stuff's that way, but I'm afraid that only the con stuff will be that way. But it might make the con stuff even more, desirable and collectible. Or maybe they'll do John's dream and they're going to get rid of shared stickers.
Well, no, I didn't say they should get rid of shared stickers altogether, because I do think that there is some excitement that needs to be had for people who can't go to the con. What I think they should do is they should have some items that are con only, or what I've actually seen a lot of people suggest in the comment section of some of our videos recently is people saying that, and this is even a better idea, is so for instance, let's use Diamond Thrawn as an example. The shared sticker is the regular Thrawn, and the con sticker is the diamond. And you can make it an LE or not make it an LE. So where the con pops are all different in the fact that they have a different variant, or some people have even said do different color boxes or different color stickers, like make the item at the con completely unique from the shared sticker so that it's like 10 times harder for people to fake it.
Yeah, I think really what it needs to become is still, I mean, they do it for they already have the cost and the pops don't cost any different for all the different sports almost series, right? Like, all of them have this holographic sticker already on them. Why don't they do that for everything? Like, have different ones for different things and have it on there, like every specialty one, not the common pops, but every kind of specialty one, throw a sticker on there that has that. So I don't get why you wouldn't want to do that. And it looks like is it supposed to be shiny, or is it just
no, it's shiny. It's like holographic, and it has like, this would be very, very hard to duplicate.
I feel like the people who are upset about the QR codes are probably the people doing sticker swaps every year.
Yeah, most likely. Like, I honestly feel like this is something they should do on just about every exclusive. I mean, I really think that it should just be like exactly what Josh said, like the WWE ones, baseball ones, basketball maybe. They all have stickers that are very hard to fake. And I think that that's super important, especially with stuff like this, because even if you're going to fake the pop, I think the sticker would be way harder to fake. And now, like, it starts to give you a little bit of confidence on,
Yeah, because I would rather my exclusive have a big old QR code on the sticker rather than, okay, I'm new to the community, I see a cool pop and I want the con sticker, I want the physical item that was at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and I get swindled into paying $200 for a fake one.
Right.
And it happens every single year. It happens all the time. And I'm so happy that Funko is doing this. Like, this is a massive, massive thing. And this is also kind of ties back into, they need a social media presence, because it would score so many points with the community if somebody from Funko, somebody who worked at Funko, just went on IG Live, went on, Twitch or YouTube,
went on PFO once every month.
Came on PFO and said,
we can have a nice round table.
Yeah, we have been working on this. We know this has been an issue for years. And look, we have a solution. We have a new plan of action. But unfortunately now, because we literally get radio silence from Funko, like, I feel like that hurts the community so much. And then when you see something good, you're like, hey, this is awesome. But like, I would love to hear more backstory. I would love to hear like exactly what does the QR code do? Like, I'm sure there's other features to it that we may not even know.
Yeah, I mean, I would really wish that the limited ones went to something like with the Tiny Ghost one, the hologram sticker, but also says this one is what one something like 296 out of 400. You know, like the
Yeah, I wish that they could be number
something like that for the ones that, and you know, they're doing the right thing with some of the bigger ones that they're doing right now. Like they just did the EQL for the Ultra Man, right?
Yeah.
And you know, some of those that they're doing, but I don't get it. I wish they just went. It'd be simple things like that for stuff that's like more limited, especially the ones for fun days, like things for fun days and things like that. If you just have those and have those out there, it'd be great. Yeah, what does the QR code do? And
so I think that from what I read, and listen, QR codes are very easy to fake. I mean that. Yeah. So the magic in this sticker for me is not the QR code, because somebody could still listen if this was. But this, like, if you guys see a closer picture of this, this is printed on like a holographic paper or foil or whatever we want to call it, and on top of that, it's got the Funko kind of subliminated behind the printing. You got to see the way that the sticker is done. So the magic in this for me is not the QR code, even though the QR code I think takes you to a website that says, hey, this is actually legit, but you could still put this, you could put a QR code for some, I'm assuming, because I know that it's pretty easy to duplicate QR codes. But with that being said, the magic for me is just putting it on a sticker that makes it very hard to copy for somebody on Etsy or eBay or whatever that is just going to make up, fake stickers. So I think that this is a huge step in the right direction. I hope that they do this with all of the pops this year. And I hope they do this more. I think this is the first step in the right direction to give people some confidence with what they're purchasing, because that will ruin it for people. You know, I've had people reach out to me many, many times that they bought something from Walmart, like a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old pop from Walmart, and then they get it in and it's so obviously fake because it's an 8-year-old pop that you bought off of Walmart. They think it's legit because they got it from Walmart or they got it from Target, but there's third-party sellers that, sell there. So, like, there's so many layers to that, and it really is discouraging when you find your first fake in your collection. And that is, for me, one thing that I wish they could just somehow get a wrangle on, because that is one thing that really does ruin it for people when, it might be the first time that you're going to spend over retail for something, and to have to think or wonder or question if your item's real or not. I hate that ever has to happen.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I think that as long as Funko puts out products that people like and they're willing to pay for, there will always be a portion of people that go out and fake these items.
No, you're right.
These items have value. And if an item has value, if a company puts out an item that people enjoy, like Funko, connected to thousands of IPs and characters that we all love every single day, we love to collect them, there's always going to be people that try to fake them because there's money in it. There is an opportunity. If Funko Pops were worthless and nobody cared about them, then there would be nobody trying to fake them. But the fact that people do spend so much time trying to replicate stickers, duplicate boxes. I mean, people have created fakes so good. Like Joanne and I have spent hours sometimes looking at a pop, comparing it to a real one that we know right side by side. And there's something about the box, the way the box feels, it doesn't seem legit, but we can't find a definitive reason as to why it's fake. I mean, there are some really, really good ones now. So people obviously spend insane amounts of time creating these fakes because they're making money. And unfortunately, the good people that are in this community are the ones getting ripped off. And it sucks to see, but I think it's just a huge accomplishment when you see a company that like Funko, and they're taking action against these, so maybe there'll be a lull, maybe when they roll out these new stickers, maybe for a year or two, we won't have fakes and we'll get a nice breath of fresh air. And then 3 years from now, there'll be all these fake QR code holographic stickers running around, and then they'll have to come up with something different. It's you just have to continue to evolve as the fakers get better printers and better ink, and they evolve as well. So And Jason brings up a good point. Hopefully Funko has made a licensing agreement with the people supplying that sticker sheet, and they're the only ones who can get it. I hope so, and hopefully it's confidential.
So I was thinking one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight that's kind of interesting that I posted earlier was about NFTs. And one of the issues that's going on right now is with Atomic Hub. I don't know if you saw my post or not, but the Atomic Hub is having major issues with you can buy things on them, but then they don't show up in your inventory, but it is still on the blockchain. So Atomic Hub has been having lots of issues lately. I've heard several people say they've had some weird things happen, but this was since last week almost. I guess they've been having issues. I didn't find out till I digged in because I was like, oh, I need to get my Scooby-Doo. I need 3 more to finish another royalty set. Epics. Let me go on Atomic Hub and let me compare prices. Let me go ahead and buy them. I bought them and I was like, why aren't they in my inventory? I'm like, oh, maybe it's delayed. I'll give it a little while. And I'm like, they're still not there. But if you go on Atomic Hub right now, you can still buy things with your wax. They're still on the blockchain. They still stay there. But you have to go on like Nifty Blocks or something to grab them. So just go on Nifty Blocks or something else right now. Don't even touch Atomic Hub or buy right through Drop itself with USDC.
I feel like a lot of people have, are starting to move to Drop too. I think that's becoming easier in a sense. With some of the stuff, it gets easier, especially if you're buying packs and then trying to sell. So I think that they've already started moving there. But yeah, I mean, I kind of stopped using Atomic Hub because there's other alternatives at this point. But
I'll compare prices and things like that sometimes to like just get an idea. Like if something's $1 cheaper, I'll buy it, through Atomic Hub and then transfer it over. But if there weird issues seem to be happening, continue with them, and their response has been kind of terrible. Like I went on their Discord, they posted about it in one place and gave an update a couple days ago about it, but nothing at all on their website. No warning, no messaging on their social media about the issue or anything like that down. And someone actually replied back to me on their Discord because I was like, I need to get answers, like what's going on. Someone replied back to me and said, it's still in the blockchain. You can go off the Nifty Blocks and move it over. I saw someone else posted on my Instagram saying they had a pack that just been holding up. They bought it and couldn't transfer it or hold it. So I told them about how to go on and do that. But it's just, I think Atomic Hub does more than just Funko, though. Does more than just, there's other NFTs and things like on there. But it's just weird that like everything is just kind of going into this weird la la land with them. And their sites aren't working right and they're not responsive and not doing well. So I just wanted to warn people out there. But we do have another drop to think about with Funko next week. I don't know is that something you're going to go after, Vince?
I'll probably do what I did with the Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, I only bought a couple packs, and I'll probably do the same thing with Alien. Like, unless I really have no interest whatsoever, like because I just enjoy the whole NFT thing. Honestly,
you think
might not complete a set or anything like that. I thought the Freddy was cool, but it's not like a must-have for me.
I will say, if anyone's interested in the Cartoon Network ones, just go buy them. Right now, go buy the Pops. The Pops are ridiculously low.
That was kind of my game. That's kind of why I only bought a couple packs. Because honestly, the couple that I wanted to get, I'm probably just going to pick up.
Right now, almost all of them, other than the Grail, are like $15 or less.
Yeah.
Like somewhere like around there. So it's a perfect one to pick up if you want to just pick up some to have. You like those Pops, you like any of those Pops. I think one is the $40 range. The other two are $15 to $18, and then the Ultras maybe like 12 or something like that, I think. But the next one is pretty cool. I dig these. I like Alien. I just watched it the other day. The Aliens movie. But I think this one's This one's pretty cool lineup. I love the Freddy though, the chest bursting alien Freddy.
That is pretty sweet. You get the melting guy. I mean, who doesn't like
the boxes are really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Canada should be able to purchase NFTs. I think only a couple countries block, at least on drop, through drop itself. I think they only block a couple countries around the world.
I believe this was a drop exclusive, no?
Is it?
I'm almost positive that it is.
That's a weird one to be a drop exclusive.
I believe that they are owned by Disney now. Which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to comment in the comment section, I believe that it is a drop-only drop.
They'll have it on there. I mean, it's coming up next week, so next Tuesday. Digital icon drop exclusive. It is.
Yeah.
So do you think that now still hurts the value of it or not?
No, value. I don't think it hurts. People that go after it.
Yeah, like will it sell out as much as others? Because in the past, other drop exclusive haven't done well.
Because like Cartoon Network, I thought they went crazy with the packs, and honestly, they sold a lot more packs than I expected. I think this is like a middle of the road type of IP. Like I don't think it's crazy. I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. Like it's kind of like a middle range. Drop exclusive, probably won't sell out, but I think they're good royalties. I'm assuming there's an ultra because there's so many of. Is there an ultra?
I believe so.
Just looks like there's so many redeemables for this one.
I know it's a line. So we got this Freddy, of course, is the royalty. You have.
And how many people are triggered that they put green boxes instead of black? All of your NFTs have the black boxes.
I know.
And these are going to be the only ones with the green. Anybody else triggered by that?
So you got your Grail as the pilot engineer.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
I just thought they were cool. I didn't even realize that.
No, they are cool. But when you said they're cool, I'm like, yeah, they're cool. But they're gonna really make some people mad.
Yeah, they stand out.
So the Xenomorph is an ultra. It's 5,000.
You know, okay. Well, I think that's one of the only ones that I really want.
You could just pick it up.
I could just pick it up, but what's the fun in that, Josh? I'd rather waste a bunch of money.
Or you can buy 4 packs and maybe get lucky and hit the Grail. You never
That's what I think I'm going to try to do. And sometimes when we do like really good and I get 4 or 5 epics or something crazy, I wouldn't mind this royalty. I think that Freddy's really cool. I love the little mini Freddy jumping out of another Freddy's chest.
Yeah, the Freddy is crazy. If I am able to get that Freddy, I will not be upset. Even though it's kind of creepy, I kind of like it.
Super creepy. I love it. And yeah, the Xenomorph
movie, John?
Cool.
No. Why are you so surprised? I haven't seen like half the things that I'm supposed to have seen.
John's a youngin'.
No, John's just busy. I joined the military when I was 18 years old. I haven't had time to do anything ever.
John, you got time.
You can still watch this, John. It's still out there.
We'll get around to it.
I'll tell you the old people way to do it.
What's that?
I don't want to share it here, but it has something to do with the bathroom. If you go to the bathroom a couple times, especially as you get older, you got plenty of time.
Okay.
You could carve out an hour a day.
When I'm 55 and hanging out in the bathroom, then I'll watch it.
I'm telling you,
or maybe 35 at this rate. I did want to address something in the comments really quick. So Pop Scotch says, I don't see an issue of buying a fake pop if it's solely only something to keep as a personal item and not put it back into circulation and you can't afford a real one. So I do agree with that partially. Like if you're going to buy something, obviously don't put it back into circulation. Don't try to swindle people, because unfortunately there are people out there that will try to swindle people out of their money.
Yes.
But over the years, I've thought about this and I really don't understand the philosophy, even from a financial restraint aspect. So, and I'll give you, there's a lot of pops that I want for my collection that I can't afford. Like, let's use holographic Darth Maul. That is like,
I was going to say holographic Darth Vader, actually.
Oh, okay. Holographic Darth. That's still an expensive one. These are very expensive Star Wars pops. I would rather not have it than have an authentic, or excuse me, than have an unauthentic one in my collection. And I would rather not support somebody who does make fake pops either for a living or as a side hobby, because you are just giving into the problem. Even if you buy that item for like $20, $30, you display it on your shelf in Oklahoma, you know, in your house, and no one's ever going to see it. You're never, ever gonna, you can't like post about it. You can't even like brag about it or like show people that know Funko. They're going to be like, dude, that's fake. Like,
yeah,
what
fundamentally, I think it's okay, but I'm the same way as you. Like, I don't have a problem if somebody does it, but like for me, no. Like, what's the point? Like, you either I love that there's pops that I can't own and I'll probably never own. I'm
Right.
like okay with that because it gives me something to always like dream
Always
about.
chase.
Or, but
Yeah.
if like I could get a fake Black Hood Skeletor, I'd love to like look at it, but like then what's the point? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just the way I feel. But if somebody else, it makes them feel good that they have something and it's not authentic and you're not going to put it back into circulation, God bless. I don't have a problem with people do with their money.
just see, I do kind of see it as a problem, just because you're supporting people that rip other collectors off. So I would rather not give my $20 or $30 to somebody, and maybe that person will go out of business and they'll stop making fakes because people aren't buying them. But if they have customers, they're going to keep making them. They're going to make them better and better and better. And now that they've got your hard-earned money, even if it's only a couple dollars. So I initially, a couple years ago, I was like, yeah, if you can't afford it, like go grab a fake one and just call it a day. But now I kind of see it as you're kind of adding to the problem. And like Vince, you just said, like, it's okay if you want something really bad and it's out of your financial budget. Like, that's okay. Like, you can work up to it, or you can say,
I agree.
hey, I'm never going to own that, and I've accepted it. So
I would say one of the things that it's not a fake one, but I would say if you're gonna buy anything that's the bootleg, the ridiculously bootleg that is not a fake one. So there's some great bootleg ones that are out there that are just really ridiculous. So if you find those at a flea market, feel free to buy those. But yeah, like you said, don't buy the fakes on
yeah, if I ever found a Super Mario one, I'd probably pick that up.
Yeah, the Super Mario one. I've seen some really weird Marvel ones with
very
like
weird
Superman.
Marvel ones. Yeah,
Marvel ones with like Captain America and Superman together, and like
yeah, like melded,
like that. Yeah, so I would definitely think of that. So I think those are definitely the kind, like the bootleg ones are just kind of funny and whatever. But yeah, if you're trying to do a fake of something that's real, it's probably not worth really getting.
I see Mason's in the chat. What's up, Mason? How's China?
Mason?
That dude gets around, man. He travels all over the place. I don't know how he does it.
Nice.
He's got time.
He probably found some good bootlegs over in
yeah, I was about to say he's got time to watch Alien on the airplane.
You find some great bootlegs over there. All kinds of crazy stuff. Definitely want. Yeah, if someone can find those Super Mario ones for us,
I hope Funko gets a hold of that license. You know, they've been. People don't realize they've been slowly acquiring more licenses again here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Though.
I hope.
I mean, Lego got it. Come on, Lego got it.
Lego got it partially. They didn't get it. They didn't get all the way, but
they got enough for they're making some cool.
They got
stuff.
the fun stuff.
They got Super Mario. They got Zelda. They got Sonic. They got some cool stuff.
They're coming out with a Mario Kart line next year, and I would just love if Funko did that too. Can you imagine all the little cars and the little, you know, like they could do them as like mini pop rides? They would be so awesome.
I think you guys talked about the Goosebumps last week, right?
Yeah, Goosebumps is gonna be huge.
Looking forward to those.
I saw a bunch of websites are already sold out of the Goosebumps pre-orders. So, surprisingly,
yeah. I mean, Mindstyle would have a ton of Pop Asia stuff, and some of that Pop Asia stuff is so awesome. I have one of my best glow pops. That's a Pop Asia big Toast-Con. He's like that big and he glows. He's the best glow ever. Like, it's one of the best glows out there.
Some of those molds were Yeah, are
Some are
definitely
amazing.
like some of the best.
Yeah. And you don't see them that often. So
No.
it's kind of cool to see some of those. I wish they brought more over to the States from that Pop Asia line. Sometimes you'll see them at like some different places like Toy Tokyo and a couple of the other retailers like that. But stuff, some awesome things.
And I think I saw another weird comment in the chat. Hopscotch, I would love to hear what you mean by whatnot sellers rip off collectors. I would love to hear.
They could be.
They could be.
I mean,
unfortunately, you still gotta buy from who you
there's
trust.
always-
It's a problem
yeah.
on every platform.
Every platform. I mean, there's some great. There was a ton of stuff on Macari for a while there.
Oh, Macari's still bad. Macari, even though
I
they
haven't shopped on there for a while.
Yeah,
so-
No,
Macari's
yeah,
still rough.
Macari, yeah, like you could go to eBay every single day. Like you know, it used to be bad where you would see an eBay listing that was fake, and then they would have the exact same pictures on Macari that were also fake. And you know, sometimes they use real pictures, and
I mean,
the
it's
item
just
you
like
get is
any
wrong.
other site. Check people's ratings, check their sales, check their like if someone made 3 sales or 10 sales and doesn't have, great ratings or has only a couple reviews, then maybe
Honestly, we've said it a million times. You could get something not authentic anywhere. It could be eBay,
and it could be
Macari,
accident too.
whatnot.
Like some people, like John said, some are really good. So some people just got them in a collection. They don't check them in detail. They look really good.
That's why the bucket of fakes that we have, there's some in there that we can't definitively say it's a fake, but we also can't definitively say that it's real. So I'm never going to sell something that I can't definitively tell you that it's real. So if it's something that's questionable, we would just rather just put it aside.
That's
one of those lines that has some different takes on it is the older SpongeBob pops. So some of the older SpongeBob pops, there's actually little differences in the manufacturing as like a year or two goes by, that some of them you think might be fake because they're different boxes than the other one, but they're actually just from a different year. If you look at the stuff, they did something different, and like all those some of those things are hard. Usually it's the quality of box is a giveaway for easy fakes. Like quality of box is the dead giveaway, I think, for a lot of people. And then the printing colors, things like that. But like some of the older pops are hard because some of how the details are on those are a lot easier to kind of fake some of the stuff.
And I think I saw Velvet asked me a question here in the chat. Yes, I did see the UCS Jabba Sail Barge coming out. It's just another $500 Lego set that's not in the budget for a long time. So I think I was just talking to a bunch of people about this yesterday. I'm now officially 4 Star Wars UCS sets behind, which is like $2,000 right there. So it's a beautiful looking set. A lot of great minifigs, but definitely not in the budget for a long time.
So. I mean, at least it's not being retired anytime soon.
No, that's the good thing about the UCS sets. At least you have a long time to, for the most part, be able to save up for them. But I see Pipsqueak also brought up another pop that I wanted to talk about tonight. Mr. Freeze, getting another Batman animated series, Mr. Freeze, holding a little Nora Freeze in the snow globe.
That one looks really good.
Yeah.
This has the caliber of being a New York Comic Con exclusive. Like this, in my opinion, they should have just held it for another couple
There's
weeks.
certain pops, when you look at them, you know what I mean? They just hit different, as they say.
Yeah,
that is definitely one of those.
Vince, I'm still so upset that I did not watch your video fast enough and I missed out on the Freddy Freeze. I'm still trying to track one of those down.
And keep giving us the animated series. Like, give me everything from this. So I think we talked about this before, John. I absolutely love when they do exactly this. We got that Two-Face to Hot Topic, like it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. And I get to add it to the animated set. Now we got another Mr. Freeze. We already got one in the animated set, but this one's even cooler. And now I get to add this one. You know what? I like to add these, like, if it was once a year, it makes collecting the set fun. I'd rather
And
have that happen than 12 be released at one
So-
time and then you get another 6. Like, this is the way I love to.
So
These
they
are the
missed
sets
out.
that I love to collect.
They missed out on a great opportunity for the Mr. Freeze. That was the Freddy Freeze. Imagine if that was a little Franny in his hand.
Oh God!
I thought the same
A
thing.
little Franny in his hand.
And you know what's funny though?
Even if they just had Freddy Freeze holding a little Nora, that would
Yeah.
still be sick too.
I gotta see because I still gotta. I seen Sarah popped into the thing, and I gotta send hers out still. Let me look at this because this body is actually not the same. I don't think it's the same as the.
Is it the
animated
same as the
one.
regular Pop with the gun?
I gotta go get the. Let me grab the regular pop. I gotta see this.
Oh, we got to see it.
I'm excited that they keep adding on to this line little by little because the Batman animated series line it's the best Batman line.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. I think they're doing a great job of just kind of adding on to it and not going too crazy with it. Like Ben said, it's kind of nice. But
Let me see these side by side.
Well, Popscotch, I would highly recommend that you look into using Whatnot because Whatnot does have a lot of great people on there. There are some people that might, do wrong by you, but there's a lot of great people on that platform.
Nah, it's
now
pretty
you're
close.
Now you're just teasing me.
Oh, do you want to see it?
I would love to see it.
Actually, here I'm going to take both of these out. I'm going to take them both out of the.
Is
box.
the Freddy
All the way.
Freeze? Is it similar to how they did the Freddy Spooky Space Kook?
Yes.
With the way they have his head in the dome.
Oh, Josh, you're putting me.
No.
Yeah, put John full screen. I don't want to be under the pressure while I'm trying to get this out of the.
rip
Why is the
the
old one
top
so
off.
hard to get out?
The way they designed this was so good, like
That one's great.
top notch.
I think that one's way undervalued.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with the level of hype that Scooby Doo still has.
I mean, I've enjoyed several Freddys I've gotten recently, so some great Freddys.
Thank you, Vern. I appreciate you saying that.
Okay, here we go. Let's look at these side by side. We got the animated series, Mr. Freeze,
We'll get you big.
and the Freddy Freeze. No, they're pretty darn close, huh?
Oh yeah, just a little bit different
I
arm.
love how they gave him the goggles and everything. Like,
Like the goggles are great.
and he's got the
Little
crown
heads.
too. That's crazy. He's got the crown on top of the
It
dome.
really is. I mean, these are like.
Would you have rather had his face like white like that though, or kept Freddy like that?
No, because they did the goggles. I think it's
Yeah.
fine like this.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could have gone with the
Unlike
white.
they did Cyclops terrible because they didn't even make his eyes red.
Besides Pirate
That's where
Freddy,
I think they missed the boat with Cyclops.
that was the they messed up on Cyclops bad. But the Mr. Freeze Freddy was the best IP Freddy that they did from Fun Days. Still got to get that one and Batman Beyond at some point.
Batman Beyond. I still got to get that. That's
That's the only one I have left of that because I got the Harry Potter one or the Hogwarts student one.
Yeah, no visor for Cyclops was definitely a huge miss.
That made me not want to get it. Like
No,
no,
yeah,
no, I
I
don't
would
think.
have gotten
No,
it.
I'm fine
100%.
without a visor if his eyes were red.
it's too
that
much
should have
make
been the
sense.
without
That
Because
should've
it's
been
like
the
the unmasked pop. There is the
Yeah.
Cyclops with the unmasked pop. It looks
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but his eyes are red, and all they had to do is paint his eyes red. It would have been perfect.
There's really no character, like every single character for the most part, like especially if it's a superhero. I mean, I'm looking at like some of the ones I have over here, and like there's very few that have no features that could be added to the face, whether it's a mask or a hood or goggles or I don't know, like there's just very few. So yeah, they missed out on on what's this face?
Start playing Funko Fusion yet, Vince? Has you, John? Do you have any gaming systems that would play Funko Fusion?
We set up our TV. That's about the extent that we've gotten.
I did not have it. So ours came in like 2 days late. I for whatever reason, GameStop shipped ours late. So we got ours, I think, on Tuesday. Okay. We actually got a box. I don't know if you guys saw our video. We got a box.
I saw that.
Fusion. I was very,
that was a nice
surprised that they reached out to us. But we did get the game. We have not been able to play yet, just because this week is like I started the thing. This has just not been a good week, but
it's a tough time. Like back to school, everybody's back to work in full swing. So this will probably make you feel better, Vince. I told everybody at work, if you want to get something done, you have to do it in between the months of March and May and September and November. Because once May hits, everyone's checked out for the summer mentally. They want to come into the office, they want to work as little as possible, and then they want to get out as quickly as possible. So they're checked out for the summer. They want to spend time with family, vacations, whatever, and then come back to school time. Once you pretty much get to Halloween, and then it's November 1st, and then it's basically like the countdown to Thanksgiving, it's countdown to Christmas, countdown to Hanukkah, forget about it. And then like there's this block of time that like once again everybody's mentally checked out. So we are in the second hard working period of the year. So just push through, get to Halloween. I feel like once we get to Halloween, things loosen up in life. You know, we get ready for the holidays and things are better. I know the holidays are stressful.
I was just gonna say, John, so you're saying that once the holidays hit, it's gonna get better. Oh,
trying to be positive
now, because now I'm already thinking about Christmas now. I think you actually made it worse. So
all right.
I thank you for that.
All right.
I didn't think it could get worse. It just got worse for me because now I'm thinking about Christmas.
You know, it's kind of funny. Like as an adult now, I kind of feel like, yes, the holidays are stressful because of the hustle and bustle. It's kind of like I like the after holiday, like those couple days like after Thanksgiving and those couple days after Christmas.
Yes,
I like those. Like those days are like so precious that like you can just take that breath and you're like, it's over.
Jen,
like,
listen, wow. Christmas falls on a Wednesday this year. Okay, don't ask me why I know this, but it falls on a Wednesday because this is like the epiphany of a fantastic holiday because like you know what's bad? Like we own the business, like where I work, I own we can kind of do the schedule however I want, but I feel guilty taking off or not taking off certain days. When it falls right smack that in the middle of the week, what are you going to do? Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to take a couple extra days off, I think, this year. And I love that. I agree with you. As being an adult, it's those couple extra days. I can get the pops organized. I can get stuff cleaned up down here a little bit. And you got to take advantage of that as we get older.
I was just trying to be positive. If I made it worse, I apologize.
You made it worse, but then you came back around by reminding me of those couple days that we have, like Black Friday. I'm just not going to do anything that day. And I cannot wait for 3 months from now when that happens. It's going to be amazing. Almost probably 2 months from today. I only got 60 days to get through till then.
I was thinking of doing the opposite this year. I was thinking about going out in the wild, just trying to go shop for some good deals, some stuff I'm not going to buy anyway, and just watch other people just fight over it.
Man, I used to do that, and I just cannot bring myself to do that anymore.
I just want to see what's out there, you know? I think it would be good content. You know, we'll just film it, have fun.
I almost got in a couple tussles back in the day with Best Buy and Circuit City back in the day.
Circuit City, oh my God. Circuit City. What a throwback.
Listen, you're not going to remember this place. Have you ever heard of Service Merchandise?
Oh, I have.
No,
I knew Josh would.
Great. I got some great NES games back in the day.
Service Merchandise was the jam. And I know that there's a few people that are going to remember Service Merchandise. I can't even believe I couldn't remember somebody that I met 200 times yesterday. I could not remember this person's name, But guess what? I can remember service merchandise that I did not shop in since 1984, but I remember that somehow.
And Gus, thank you for becoming a member.
Gus, welcome.
Yes.
Being a member, thank you.
There you go, Gus. I think we're gonna see Gus at New York Comic Con
and all that good stuff. So, but
yes,
yeah,
Professor Josh is the man. If anybody has any NFT questions, day or night, 24/7, 365, he doesn't sleep, holidays aren't a thing, message Professor Josh. He is your NFT guru.
Yep.
And I'm gonna send all of the positive wishes and vibes to Tech. Tech says he works in retail cell phone industry, and tomorrow's iPhone 16 launch day. Gosh,
you know what? I need a new iPhone. Can you get me one? I need. I think it's time to upgrade mine. I was the guy that upgraded every 2 years for the longest time. And now I have iPhone 11 Pro. Like,
can I pick somebody's brain? Like, I know people get like really amped up for, and that's probably why Tech has a job, but I know people really get amped up for the newest iPhone. Maybe I'm just like an old man at heart, but I don't get it. Like,
I think when it really, like, the features changed so much that it made a huge difference. Like, when you like saw your pictures become like from like flip phone to like iPhone 8, you know, like as you like the iPhone, I think improved so much for a certain period of time, but now I feel like it really doesn't change that much what it does.
No.
Like I just got a new iPad the other day, and I decided to go with one model older because it was like on sale for like $200 off, and I was like,
iPads are ridiculously
it's like one model older. It's like you're getting it for like $200 compared to, or $150 or something like that compared to like paying $350 for a new one. You know, it's like it does what it wants. Use Apple Pencil, has all the features, has the basic features and that stuff like that. I'm like, I don't need all these other things with it. I think the iPhone is similar. Like, I don't think it's changed that much. Now, at a certain point, you just need to get a new phone because maybe your battery isn't living to its life, or like things are changing, or even like 4G to 5G to all these kind of things happen, and changes happen and those kind of things. But.
And I have an iPhone. I love my iPhone. I have been an iPhone person since 17 when I got my first cell phone. Like, I love the iPhone. It's just I'm always like 2 to 3 generations behind, and I think I have an iPhone 12. I think I have a 12. Yeah, I think
one newer than me,
John. But it's new to me. Like, whenever I get it, and they're like, "Oh, I have 13. Oh, look at that! I'm not that far behind. We have 13. Cool. So we're only 3 generations behind now. So
I think I only have a 15.
A year from now, when I go get the 14, like the 14 will be new and exciting to me. So, but yeah, it's just there's a lot of features. I feel like I don't even use my phone to the extent of its features. Like, I text, I use like 10 apps. Obviously camera. Like, there's just not that many things that I use to the fullest extent. But yeah. I don't know. I just see some people go crazy for it, and they get in line, they buy it full price and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that way forever. I think some people love the idea of like upgrading every year. That's why they have like the trade-in programs and things like that. Other people, it used to be like I could do the handy-down program. Like, I would get a new phone, and then Jack would get my old phone. And then we wouldn't have to buy a phone. It would be like, so 2 years made sense for me, because then he would get a phone that's only 2 years old. I would get a brand new phone. We could always keep that going. But yeah, I think a lot of people, phones are like crazy prices. They're laptops in your hand pretty much. But that I don't think nothing has blown me away about any new phone. Like, I saw have you seen the triple fold phones?
Well, what could they do? Like, what could they really do besides like making it like a hologram?
You can unfold your phone. I mean, that sounds fun.
Why would I want to fold it?
I don't want. I don't want anything more like the iPhone's fine. Android. I don't even mind the Androids, but then you got to learn a whole new thing, and that becomes the problem. So yeah, I'm a iPhone guy too.
I'm really upset at like the half of our family that isn't iPhones, because then their messages come in weird.
Coming green, and you're like,
yeah, and I'm like, dude, just get an iPhone. Like,
step it up, guys.
Just get an iPhone. And they feel the same way. They're like, get an Android. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that. There was something in the chat that I wanted to. Oh yeah, never asked it. I just paid off the phone I have. I need to breathe first before diving back in. That's exactly how I feel about our cars. Like Joanna and I paid off both of our cars, and well, Joanna needs a new car, but I don't want to get a new Jeep for as long as possible. So I don't want to jump into payments again, unless it's for Joanna. She needs a new car.
There's definitely no public transit where you guys live. So.
Well, no, it's just her car's not 4-wheel drive. We got to get her a 4-wheel drive.
Oh yeah, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And our neighbor just told us we're in for a rough winter. So
I've heard that.
Wow. Don't you love that? Like your neighbor knows the weather schedule. Did they look at the Farmer's Almanac and find out?
No. She just said she felt the twitch in her shoulder.
I was gonna say, did she feel it in her knee?
She feels it in her knees.
Usually, I feel it in my knees. So
she's been here for 8 years. She knows the cycles.
This is it.
So this is it. Batting down the hatches. So
I mean, I can see if she's been there for 80 years, but 8 years. Like,
yeah,
that's not that long of a time to live somewhere. Like,
yeah,
8 years.
Oh man, this is fun. Is Funko dying? Any thoughts? Is it?
Funko dying.
It depends.
Isn't that every week? Isn't that the comment every week?
Yeah. I mean,
I listen. I that's a whole topic that we could spend an entire show on. Is it dying? It depends on how you consider dying. Are you only collecting for value? If you're only collecting for value, all the values are down.
Okay, here I'll put it in this perspective. If Funko was dying and they released the 2000 piece social media Freddy sodas in the stores, nobody would go out and get them. But guess what? Everybody and their brother, their mother, their grandmother, their uncle, their nephew, everybody went and checked their Marshalls, the people that found them, put them on eBay, and they're selling them for people are trying to get over $1,000.
Do they release a lot more stuff that most of us would not buy? Yes, they do. But again, yeah, I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head. I still think that they have stuff that is definitely worth going after. It's definitely stuff that's worth collecting. It's just not worth collecting everything anymore. Like, not that you really could even.
But that's the thing is when I think that people need to understand, you need to insert a different word. If you go, oh, is Funko dying? I think you need to insert, is collecting dying? Because
sure,
this is an issue that is actually, and Vince, you said it correctly. I mean, we could do a whole stream on this, but the point is, it's not a Funko issue. People just assume it's a Funko issue because they're just like, oh,
because that's where we're wrapped in.
This is the community that we're in. But I can tell you for a fact, like, there's people that are very upset in the Lego space. There's people that are very upset and leaving the comic book space and the designer toy space. And like, it's just because these companies are now mass producing items. And to the hardcore collectors, we only have so much money. We only have so much space. So eventually you narrow down, the longer you're in a hobby, you narrow down the items that you want to focus in on. And when you focus in on certain items, you're not buying everything. So it's impossible to keep up. And I think what's going to happen in the next few years is you're going to see a lot of companies. I think you're going to see smaller companies have to pull back heavily. And I think you're going to see bigger companies like Hasbro, Mattel, Funko, Lego, like all these big companies. They're going to have to pull back on the amount of items that they're producing, because as consumers, it's impossible. You can't keep up. Nobody can keep up. Even if you're very well off and wealthy, you can't keep up. It's just impossible.
So
yeah, but Sam, you hit it right on the head. Funko is locked in to, they have the most IP licenses out of any company in the world. And if you started to see them lose, that would be when I would start to get concerned. Not them losing licenses based on the ending cycle of their contracts and them not getting renewed. Like what was the license that everybody was saying Funko was losing or they were going to lose or something? Remember it was like a year ago or a year and a half ago, everybody was panicking. I can't remember. It was a big license. Maybe Ghostbusters. Might have been Ghostbusters. I think you were saying
I remember
they were losing Ghostbusters, right? And then Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out this year. Yes, thank you, Sir Bass. Ghostbusters. Everybody was panicking. They were losing Ghostbusters. And then guess what? The new Ghostbusters movie came out and Funko made Ghostbusters Pops. So like they were just in a renegotiation, period with maybe the Ghostbusters license, or maybe it was just a rumor that just got blown out of proportion. Like Funko has all of these licenses and these contracts that they have to uphold. Unfortunately, with upholding them, sometimes they make dud characters. Like apparently we're getting another Kylo Ren for New York Comic Con. I consider that a dud character, but Disney must be mandating that Funko make another Kylo Ren, and maybe they're even mandating that like, hey, you have to make another Kylo Ren and it has to be a convention exclusive. So maybe it's completely out of their hands and they have to make it just to uphold their licensing agreement.
Or you can make something totally out of the box and make a cool gaming Star Wars.
This is awesome. I cannot wait to grab this for the
gaming Star Wars, I feel like has taken like 3 levels up over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
I think
I'm probably displaying more gaming ones than anything else over the last
This
years.
would have been a better NYCC exclusive than this rumored Kylo Ren.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He looks like a dog.
I think this one would be a good one. I think this one's cool. And then they had another one that was mentioned, which is another Funko Shop exclusive one. I think it was mentioned just this week as well. So we got, of course, that one. But then where's another one we got mentioned this week? I think it was this week. We have another Darth Maul.
I like these the bronze ones. I don't. Yeah. They did the Vader. I like that one too. I think that.
Oh God!
Listen, John. Listen to me. Listen to me. Hear me out. Hear me out. If you were gonna have like 3 or 4, think of a nice like a CEO of a company or somebody that's important, and they're gonna have 3 or 4 on their nice shelf behind them. I think that these are super cool. Like, think of them as their own. For me, no, I'm not, because these won't really fit into that. But I think that these are kind of cool, like for a certain like I look at stuff like that, like to just have a set of these like bronze, like the Vader, Darth Maul. We might get 6 or.
I picture more. Like an elderly, wealthy man with a white cat sitting in a chair and like his big giant fireplace, and
he's got picture this. He's stroking his kitty cat.
He's got the bronze Star Wars pops on the back of his mantle,
like these evil Star Wars. Like, huh?
I love it. I guess there's a market for that.
So I gotta get a cat. I gotta get money, and I gotta get like some kind of a desk arrangement that I could do this. But I could just picture it, and I think it would be cool. No, I really do. I think that these are cool for what they are. I'm not saying that I would get these, and I know we're going to get like another 42 of them, but like 4 of them out of box, like the way some of the, like there's certain things that should be out of box.
They look clean. They look like statues. They kind of
look like statues. I think that that's cool. I think this is not, I like this.
So actually, this is a good point, because we just talked about the struggles that some of these collectible companies are having. I think that another struggle that is happening is with all these IPs like Star Wars, SpongeBob, DC, Marvel, anime, certain animes and such. Like these companies, like they can only come out with so many of a character before it is seen as overdone. And Darth Maul has been done so much by Funko. I actually don't know what they could do at this point to make it unique. And if you're like a hardcore Star Wars fan, and if you've been in the Funko space for a while, you probably already have the Darth Mauls. Actually, I know, I take it back. They did just make the newer version of the holographic Darth Maul. Like that is like the first Darth Maul that I've seen in a while where I'm like, wow, I need that. Like that is awesome. So I will credit Funko right there for that creativity.
The spider legs Darth Maul is cool.
Yeah, but like you kind of see, like my point is like they have to take a character that is popular, already has existing products, and then they have to keep outdoing themselves with creativity. And I think that's where these companies are struggling. And then they see certain characters on the aftermarket. Like we were kind of talking about this earlier too, with like, you know, Funko, the theory that Funko is paying attention to the aftermarket. I do believe that Funko is paying attention to the aftermarket with Star Wars, because with certain characters that they've released in the past year or two, like Captain Rex, the original Captain Rex, very expensive. Now a holographic Darth Maul. Like, I just don't think that these characters just just came out of nowhere. Like, I think they were specifically made because their original versions go for so much on the aftermarket. And I actually don't see anything wrong with that. Like, if a company, and Captain Rex is a perfect example. The Captain Rex and Ponkrell 2-pack, which you can get for like $30-$40. Look at the original Captain Rex. The original Captain Rex is so good, it has stayed valuable. The con sticker is $800. The shared sticker is $300. They made a version that you can get for retail, and people still will pay hundreds of dollars for that.
But they still haven't released. So if they release a standalone, though, would it hurt a little bit? And like Cad Bane, I think, is a really good example. Once they did another Cad Bane that was just a standalone that just had a different hat on, and he had to minus his little buddy or with his little buddy, it did tank. You know, both kind of tanked. So if they do another,
if they do a standalone Captain Rex and it's good, because there is another standalone. There's the old man Captain Rex from the Rebels line. That's a standalone.
Yeah, but I don't count that one.
Well, I don't know why. That's an amazing.
He's got no helmet on. Like, that's the fun part.
Okay, so what if they release an unmasked standalone Captain Rex? It's not going to do anything to the value, probably, because people
because that's part of the Rebel, unless it's a Rebel line one. Because that's part of the Rebels line.
What if it's not? What if it's a Clone Wars one? What if it's a Bad Batch one of him without his helmet? I think the reason that the OG one is so expensive is because you get the Captain Rex that everybody loves from the Clone Wars. That's what people want, with the tick marks on his helmet, with his 2 blasters. Like, I think you just can't beat that version unless they do something super similar. Then yes, then you're going to tank that con value one, and it's not going to be as special. But I really hope they don't. I really hope they leave that one as something special they did in 2018, and just let it be. Just let it ride.
What do you think of this one? A new one for the Godzilla line.
Listen, you can't go wrong with Godzilla. I don't have a clue who this guy is.
This one.
I have no idea who that is, but if it's a new character they've never done in Funko form before, bring it on.
I don't think they have. It's from the Godzilla line. It's another kaiju from like probably like 60s or 70s, I think. Something like that. Movies. But I think it's great that it's a Funko Shop exclusive. I did see someone posted numbers of like how many pops were supposed to be in the queue, you know, like the quantities, and I think this was only around the 7,000. I could see if this is actually 7,000, this could actually sell out, kind of thing, because there are enough collectors in this line of stuff that could definitely sell out. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go back to getting some of the do some Funko Shop exclusives that have the lower numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think they've been doing a pretty good job of that this year, actually. There's been
but I'd like to see a little bit lower. Most of them have been, at 5,000? I don't think that we've had anything lower than 5,000.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a 1,500 piece every once in a while. I just feel like that would start to drum people up to like check out the Funko Shop a little more often. A 5,000 piece doesn't really move the needle with most people. Like they did the Care Bears one last week, I think it was, and it did sell out, which was cool to see. But You know, I think that this would be a cool one to have a number on it because a lot of people collect the Godzilla line.
Yeah, and it's a unique one and different.
And it's unique, right?
Like, number, like having a number on it just makes it so. I think it'd definitely be a cool one to get. So
puts a little incentive to go out there and get that.
Yeah, I think they need more of the little bit of incentive, so they don't have to do as many maybe sales on their website.
Oh, and if we have any sports fans, I'm going to put this out because I saw it today. If you guys are watching baseball at all and heard anything, Shohei Ohtani actually hit the 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. First time in MLB history to have a player do both of those. They released a 2-pack on Fanatics.
There you go.
And Fanatics sells out pretty quickly. I'd pick this one. If you guys think that this is cool, I'd pick that up sooner than later because the Fanatics stuff, they don't make a lot. And I never see stuff come back in stock. I still am bummed out. I missed out on Aiden Hutchinson when I seen it drop last year. One of the Detroit Lions players never came back in stock. The cheapest I can find anywhere is like $50 now at this point.
I think it might already sold out. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Well,
sold out ASAP. So,
well, sorry guys. I should have told you earlier.
I think the sports stuff is unique, right? Like, because there's collectors that only do that. No, it's still back in there. It's still available.
If you guys like
25% off, you can use a 25% off site-wide code too.
Well, give it a whirl.
Code Apple. Grab code Apple. Last purchase 2 minutes ago. We put it up and someone bought it. I think. But yeah, Fanatics exclusive 2-pack. They don't do too many 2-packs like this with the same player.
Fanatics does it. Like, they do it right, man. They order just enough that like they do it where like you got to get on it. Like they just released the Santa ones again.
Yeah, with basketball,
NFL
time,
ones.
Right? Basketball though this time, right?
I will say like I don't know what's going
well.
on with sports pops. I don't know if they're not making enough, but like the demand for sports pops is like off the charts this year. Like we have not been able to keep. Well, first off, we've barely been getting sports pops in collections, but there's most sports pops, they're out of here in like 24 hours. It is insane. Like, and even like not even sports that like I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but like I don't see as like
let me offend people here.
Like a mainstream sport, like NASCAR pops. Like for instance, like I never thought that like.
NASCAR is way bigger than hockey, John.
I know it's big, but like how many? I've just been surprised.
How many? A lot.
How many people are looking for NASCAR Funko Pops? It's just crazy. So I don't know if Funko is just. I mean, hockey's a good example. They have not made very many hockey pops.
No.
So, and I feel like our channel is a little skewed because they know like I like hockey and I collect hockey and stuff. So I feel like people come to us asking for hockey pops a lot more than maybe some other sellers. But just, yeah, people have been asking for NFL, NBA, like MLB, just NASCAR, tennis, like everything. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so beyond the NFL ones, they've added now some
basketball.
NBA
Smart.
ones. So they got the NBA. I don't know if they have all the teams, but at least they have some. So they probably have all of them.
Probably. Oh, I'm sure they do.
And Crimson Ghost, you're 100% correct. Funko has a great formula with the MLB, with the games and everything. They know how to market the Funko Pops, and it's a market that's ripe for the taking because people have been going to baseball games for decades and getting free bobbleheads. So using Funko Pops as a giveaway, and especially throwing in like some of the limited variants and like the gold versions and silver versions of certain players, it's pure genius. And I wish they would do something at like an NHL game, but I think, I don't know if they did an NHL game, I think they would all be destroyed depending on how the game went. Yeah, there's so many great players they have not made yet, Sam.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
All-time leading shutout.
Yeah, I don't know. all-time wins too, right? Doesn't he still hold the wins?
Not sure about wins.
I know he had a bunch of records, but yeah, but Sports Pops have been crazy.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, Josh, by the way. It's a great shirt.
I do like Josh's shirt.
I got some scammer on Whatnot, I think.
You know, I thought that's where I saw that from.
Well, that same scammer has a brand new shirt dropping on Saturday that I think you guys are gonna want to pick it up. I'm just saying, it's the second in our collectors series of shirts here. So
should we go around the horn and talk about all these amazing things we have coming up?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good time for that.
Okay, well, I don't have anything, so I'm gonna pass.
What a tease.
Listen, guys. I know we all collect anime in here, and if you want anime, come out to our anime auction tomorrow night at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. because I can't remember what time I set it for. I think it might be 8 p.m. But for real, if you guys like anime, we've got so many anime pops because nobody ever takes the anime from us. We had a great time on our last anime show, and I'm hoping we have another great time on our anime show this Friday. So we're going to do that tomorrow night if anybody needs any anime stuff to fill in their collection. We got a video, I think, already filmed. I think we had a video already filmed for Sunday. So we'll be doing that. And then back to a regular schedule for next week. Thank you guys so much. And I will pass it on to you, John.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That Boys Kicks. Yes, there is a Mark Messier pop. There is two,
With
I
the
believe.
Stanley Cup, no?
There's one with the Stanley Cup,
Yeah.
and then there is the regular white jersey of him. They did not make one of him in a Rangers uniform, and I would love to see if they made a Mark Messier Rangers chase with the 1994 Stanley Cup. That thing would sell like crazy because just to New Yorkers alone, like because Mark Messier and the 1994 Stanley Cup winning team, like that is truly legendary in New York City. But going on with us, we actually have a big weekend planned, and hopefully you guys go out to Vince's anime auction tomorrow night, and then Saturday night we are celebrating two big things. We have Batman Day on Saturday, so we have a special video dropping on the channel. Thank you to everybody who submitted their Batman/DC pictures. We're going to be doing a special video. Joanna and I will be reviewing those pictures. And then everybody else who watches the video, you guys are going to vote in the comments who had the best collection or collection display, or who you think has, done a really nice job with their collection, because we're going to be giving out some prizes to the people with the most votes. And then Saturday night, we will be celebrating our 4-year anniversary on Whatnot. How crazy is that? 4 years already. September 18th, 2020 was our first auction ever. So 4 years in a couple days, but close enough. And we will be dropping our exclusive Batman Day t-shirts, of which I think we have 40 or so. So it's not a lot, but I think you guys are really going to like it. Joanna came up with an amazing design. We have some other channels that we are collaborating with to help with this promotion. So you might be seeing the shirt on a few other channels as well. And I'm really thankful that those other channels helped us with this collaboration. They will also be dropping some Batman themed content for you guys to check out. So yeah, I'm very excited for Saturday night. Most importantly, we will have a lot of giveaways. I know that's what everybody cares about. Just what are you giving away? There will be a lot of giveaways Saturday night in honor of 4 years.
Oh, I'll be there then.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. There was literally somebody who messaged us from our 30,000 items sold celebration like a week ago that they are all in every time we do a lot of giveaways. So I was like, four years, baby. Come out to the 4-year stream. We'll have plenty more giveaways. So that's all it's what about. That's what it's all about. Just the giveaways. But thank you to everybody in the chat.
So we have not filmed videos for the rest of this week yet, so we'll be doing that probably tomorrow. And then we'll be getting out. We have several mystery boxes in. We got a bunch of NFT pops in. We got some sodas in as well too. So doing a little mixture of everything with videos coming up. We do have a whatnot auction next Wednesday. It'll be pop mystery boxes. We did sodas this past week. We'll be going back to pops. So if you want to come out, we usually have a good swap wall and a bunch of great things. I think we'll have some pretty good hits in there as well too that I'm planning on putting in there. So definitely want to check that out. Usually 8:45 on Wednesdays. That's when we do our auctions. So we'll be having that coming up. I don't think anything else like big going on or happening right now. So
well, it's going to be a downward spiral once we get New York Comic Con exclusive reveals and stuff. So
yeah, and then the holidays will be here in no time, and Vince will be depressed and then happy again when he has some time off.
And then happy for like 2 days, and then back to stress out again. It'll be amazing.
So we got lots of great stuff going on, but yeah. So and next week we'll be back on John's channel.
Yes.
So we'll be back there next week for our next PFO. But enjoyed having everyone out tonight. Have some fun, some good conversation, and we'll see everyone next week. So goodbye, everyone.
Night, everyone.